In this video, we're going to be looking at some application problems that involve inequalities. So this first one says that Callum has $1,000 in a savings account at the beginning of summer. He wants to have at least $550 at the end of summer. He withdraws $45 per week for food and gas money. How many weeks can Callum withdraw money from his account? Okay, so when I am looking at these word problems, I like to go ahead and first underline the words that tell me which inequality to use. And so I see here that he wants to have at least $550. And so that tells me that's going to be greater than or equal to. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in. He wants more than or equal to $550 by the end of summer. So I go ahead and put that in on the right. Now I need to fill in the information on the left. So I secondly look at what am I looking for. And I see in that last sentence, I want to know how many weeks Callum can withdraw money from his account. So that means that X is going to be number of weeks. So I see that Callum has $1,000 in his savings account at the beginning of summer. And I see that he withdraws $45 per week. Well, that per week means X. And he's withdrawing $45. So that means he's taking it out of his already $1,000. So that means he's subtracting $45 every week. So to write that on the left-hand side of my equation, I'm going to have 1,000 minus 45x. And so I have my inequality here. Now I'm going to go ahead and solve this. So I'm going to subtract 1,000 first. So I end up with negative 45x on the left. And then on the right here, when I subtract those, I get negative 450. And now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 45. But here I need to be careful. I am dividing by a negative number, so that means I need to flip the inequality. So I end up having x is less than or equal to, instead of greater than or equal to, 10 weeks. So Callum can withdraw $45 from his account up to 10 weeks. Let's look at another one. This one says that a rental car company charges a flat rate of $25 plus an additional 65 cents per mile. If Allison has at most $50 to spend on the rental car, how far could she travel? Okay, so at most, that means it can't be anything more than $50 because Allison only has $50. So the inequality will be less than or equal to. She can spend less than $50, she can spend $50, but she can't spend any more than that. So that means the right side of my inequality is going to be less than or equal to 50. Now I need to figure out this right-hand side. Well, going up here, it says that the company charged a flat rate of $25 plus an additional 65 cents per mile. So here, x is going to be number of miles. And when I write out this sentence, it's going to be 25 plus 0.65x. And now I can go ahead and solve this. So I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides. And I get 0.65x is less than or equal to 25. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 0.65. And when I do that, I get that x is less than or equal to 38.5 miles. So Allison can drive up to 38.5 miles. Okay, go ahead and pause the video. I want you to try and figure out number 3 on your own. When you think you have it, go ahead and press play. So So the inequality you should have come up with was 12x is greater than or equal to 5,400. What told me that is no less than. That stands for greater than or equal to. And then when you solve that, you should have gotten 450 bouquets. Okay, this last one says that Gary's deciding whether he should become a member at the gym to use the racquetball courts. The membership cost is $154. Members pay $3 to rent out the racquetball courts each time. Non-members can rent the court also, but they have to pay $10 each time. How many times would Gary need to rent the court for it to be cheaper to be a member than a non-member? Okay, so this one has a little bit more to it. So I'm looking to see when the cost of being a member is cheaper or less than cost of non-member. So I need to figure out how much it costs to be a member and how much it costs being a non-member to rent out the courts. Well, let's look at the member cost first. So the member cost, it says the membership cost is $154, so I have $154 plus members pay $3 to rent out the racquetball courts each time. So 3x, and x equals number of times renting. So that means the left-hand side of this inequality is 154 plus 3x. And now we want to look at the non-member cost. Well, being a non-member, they have to pay $10 each time. So that's going to be 10x. So now I got my inequality, and now I'm going to go ahead and solve it. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. And then divide by 7. And I get 22 is less than x. So Gary would need to rent out the racquetball more than 22 times in order for it to be worth it for him to be a member.